Hello, welcome to today's reading lesson. We're carrying on with our chapter book, The Hodgeheg. Today it is chapter 3, and like before, what I want you to do is I want you to just listen to the chapter to begin with, and then to make some notes so you can remember what happened in chapter 3. So far, you should have notes about chapter 1 and notes about chapter 2, just a few little ideas to remind you what has happened, the key events from each. If you haven't, go back and watch the other two parts. If you have, listen to chapter 3, then start the video again and take your notes. Chapter 3. Just a reminder, at the end of chapter 2, Max had found a zebra crossing and he was just investigating it. Chapter 3. By now it was quite late. The rush hour was over. The shops were shut. All was quiet. "I'll wait," thought Max, "and then, when a car or lorry comes along, I'll cross in front of it." Soon he saw something coming. It was a lorry. He was halfway across when he suddenly realized that the lorry hadn't slowed up at all and was almost on top of him, blinding him with its brilliant lights, deafening him with its thunderous roar. It was not going to stop. Lorries only stop for people, not hedgehogs. You can see, look, he's crossing and the lights of the lorry are getting closer. The lorry driver, who, until he was almost upon the crossing, had been quite unaware of the tiny pedestrian, did the only possible thing. Now, remember, if there are any words that I'm reading that you don't understand, ask someone around you, check a dictionary, check Google, see if you can find out what they mean. With no time to brake or swerve, he steered so as to straddle the little animal. Looking back in his wing mirror, he saw that it was continuing on its way unhurt, and he grinned and drove on into the night. Whew, you missed him. The sheer horror of this great monster passing above with its huge wheels on either side of him threw Max into a blind panic, and he made for the end of the crossing as fast as his legs would carry him. He did not see the cyclist silently pedalling along close to the curb, and the cyclist did not see him until the last moment. Feverishly, the man twisted his handlebars, and the front wheel of the bicycle suddenly wrenched round, caught Max on the rump, and catapulted him head first into the fence of the curbstone. Bump. The next thing that Max recalled was crawling painfully under his own front gate. Somehow he had managed to come back over the zebra crossing. He had known nothing of the concern of the cyclist, who had dismounted, peered at what looked like a small dead hedgehog, sighed, and pedalled sadly away. There he is, look, holding his head by the side of the road where he bumped it. He remembered nothing of his journey home, wobbling dazedly along on the now deserted pavement, guided only by his sense of smell. All he knew was that he had an awful headache. The family had crowded round him on his return, all talking at once. "Where have you been all this time?" asked Ma. "Are you all right, son?" asked Pa. "Did you cross the road?" they both said, and Peony, Pansy, and Petunia echoed, "Did you? Did you? Did you?" For a while, Max did not reply. His thoughts were muddled, all mixed up. And when he did speak, his words were muddled up too. "I got a head on the bump," he said slowly. The family looked at one another. "Something bot me on the hit'em," said Max. "And then I headed my bang. My ache bads headly." What could he be saying there? My ache bads headly. Remember, he's mixing up his words. "I headed my bang. I got a head on the bump." What is he saying? "But did you cross the road?" cried his sisters. "Yes," said Max wearily. "I hound where the Fumans cross over, but—" "But the traffic only stops if you're a human," interrupted Pa. "Yes," said Max. "Not if you're a Hodgeheg." And that's the end of chapter 3. Why do you think now the book is called The Hodgeheg and not The Hedgehog? Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that after we finish the story. For now, though, begin the video again if you haven't already. Take notes for chapter 3, and I will see you on Friday for our live lesson and for chapter 4. As ever, happy learning.